Hello everyone, this is Martin here. This is me in the top left hand corner, and I welcome all traders from around the world and especially all my students here right here in the Toronto GTA area. So welcome back to another weekly trading opportunity, and this week we're looking at the trading ideas for September the 18th to the 22nd. Now, the focus for this week is take a look right here. The focus is all eyes on the US dollar. Why do I say that? Well, this is a big week for the US dollar. For first, the US dollar has been underperforming. It is under extreme pressure, and it could go down much lower, but the US dollar this week, there's a lot of economic news coming out, including the FOMC on Wednesday. So combined with all the the not so great economic news coming out of the US, the world events, especially with what's going on in Korea, the hurricanes, and everything else, the U.S. dollar is under pressure and underperforming, and we'll see what happens this week. There is news that there may still be a rate hike later this year, but we don't know. So again, keep your eyes on the U.S. dollar as to what is going to happen. That, of course, will affect all the other currency pairs. Okay, now we get to the discussion. Okay, here's the risk disclaimer, and as always, I just want to point out really quickly that everything I provide for you, especially in this video here, is for educational purposes only. I'm not trying to tell you what to trade, how to trade, but I'm trying to give you the education for you to help you see the charts and help you understand what's going on in the market. So again, educational purposes, always view the video at your own risk. Trade your own money, your own hard-earned money. Accept all responsibilities for your own decisions. And with that said, we are then now going to continue with the actual currencies. Okay, again, we're going to start with some basics here. We're showing you the daily charts. We start off with the Euro USD daily here, and see all the price bars to the right side of this red vertical line. Okay, this is what happened last week, and this red vertical line depicts the close of the previous Friday. Now, I've drawn in the gray rectangles here. You can see this is resistance right here. This is support. And the other thing I've done is I've got two price levels here. The top one usually tells you that I'd be looking for trade opportunities above this price level. If you see a number lower below the first level here, this lower number tells you that I would be looking for selling opportunities below this level here. Okay, and finally we have these two blue lines. These are trend lines, and you can see price has really gone up and down in a channel, in a kind of a normal bullish channel. And this has been an incredible pair to trade. I mean, have you guys ever looked back at the weekly or the monthly chart? Okay, let's do that for a second. You can see the price movement, and okay, here's the weekly. Take a look at that. All the way from, take a look here, the end of December, beginning of January of this year. But in total, I'm going to use my crosshair tool. Look at that. It's gone up 1,682 pips. That's pretty amazing. So you can see we're kind of in a nice normal bullish run up. There is lots of room to the upside once we break this level. So I'd be looking at buys above 120.32, okay? And you'd be looking at this next, I've got this magenta or red line right here. This is another or the next resistance area once price breaks through to the high here. So still got a lot of room to go. Let me go down to the daily chart, so you can see price still has lots of room to go. And if it breaks here, it's going to go up to here. Okay, But I want you to caution one thing. Take a look to your immediate left. You can see right here we have one test of the resistance, a second test, and now we have a third test. So price could test and again come back down. We have the trending indicator. Take a look below here. Okay, uh, right here, this trending indicator shows that the momentum to the upside has been decreasing. It is, so there's something to look at right here. But if it breaks this high here, we certainly could go much higher. Okay, and again, you would be looking at sell trades below 118.45. Okay, so now we move to the British pound. Look at that, the British pound USD. Here is the next resistance area, but do you see that? Up just like a rocket ship, okay? And the British pound has been benefiting from some extremely good news out of Great Britain, good economic news. There's more room to the upside, of course, and I would be looking at buys above 136.24. I don't have a downside here indicated, but the best thing to do is after a volatile move like that. Now, on Friday, this candle here shows you what happened on Friday, but the problem with these two candles is that they're pretty volatile, pretty there's a lot of pips there, over 200 pips in total, and that's a pretty good daily move. So after big strong moves like that, I would expect a pullback, even a pullback first, and instead of just taking a buy trade right now, I mean, I would wait for the pullback and then look for further buying evidence to the upside, or just wait for a buy above 136.24. I believe, my bias is to the upside, but I'm possibly looking at a pullback first. Okay, now we get to the Australian dollar, and same as the Euro USD. You can see last week we had a pullback. Okay, actually, I want to go back to the Euro USD. Last week pullback. The theme for last week's video. Can you remember, guys? I said that based on the candlestick action, we were most likely heading down, heading for pullbacks on most of the currency pairs, and I was actually correct on every major pair I discussed. I was correct in the pullbacks except for the British pound USD. Okay, so that's pretty darn good. Pullback again. Now we have evidence to the upside, and whether it'll go further, I'm not too sure. Again, this is the Euro USD, but again, now let's move to the Australian USD. Take a look. It did pull back. It bounced off the trend line. It hasn't quite broken the 8 EMA, and you can see on Friday we had a doji candle, so again a bit of hesitation. Yes, there's room to the upside, and again I would be looking for buys above 0.8070, so I would be waiting in this case. Buy above 0.8070 or sell below 0.7940 to the downside. Um, and I just want to point out one more thing. Again, take a look to your left right here. First attempt, second attempt, and again, this possible third attempt where price may go higher and then pull back or may break through this time. So just like the Euro US dollar, we are testing previous previous resistance. Okay, now we move to the we move to gold. Yes, I normally show gold right after Australian US dollar because gold is often correlated with the movement of the Australian dollar. So in this case, you can see gold. It's on its way down. It's closed below the 8, and the next area for it to come down would be right here. So gold most likely will come down first. How far, I'm not too sure, but you can look at this whole area and then bounced higher. So I think longer term higher, but again short term maybe down. Okay, so Let's take that off and let's go to the next one, New Zealand USD. This is interesting because we had a huge downward movement trending down here. You can see past history. Now we have kind of a bullish pattern to the upside. This can almost be looked at as a bearish flag, okay? When I talk about the bearish flag, I'm talking about the upside down flagpole, and then here, of course, you can see the flag right here, okay? So from here, if price breaks down lower, it can certainly come down to here and even further, okay? So if I'm looking at sell trades, I'd be looking at sell below 0.7168. If I believe price is going to go higher, then I would want to wait and take a trade above 0.7355. So for now, I'm basically saying wait. Price is going sideways. And the other important thing, and this is really super important, guys, is that there's an election in New Zealand happening, I think, this weekend, this Friday. So price more or less is going to go sideways. It's going to be uncertain. It may even be volatile. It may go up, may go down, whatever. So that's why I've got these two points of reference: buys above here, sells below here. Just because of the New Zealand elections, I believe it's Friday of this coming week. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Now let me just take that off. Now we move to US CAD. Here's the US CAD daily. This is what's happened. Same thing. Take a look. We had a pretty good down move within this channel as shown by the upper trend line, lower trend line. So prices gone up, down. It could go higher from here because we are in a pullback. Even though it's called a downtrend phase, we are trending down. However, take a look, we are in a pullback, and for price to kind of reverse and go higher, we need to close above the 8, and I would be looking at buy trades above 122.45. To the downside, if price is going to come down lower, I'd want to clear this previous swing low. You can see that right here. I'd want to take a sell below 120.48 or a little bit lower, okay? And that's what I see with the US CAD. Again, it all depends. Remember, lots and lots of US dollar news this week, including the FOMC on Wednesday. So everything could go a little bit tipsy, a little bit crazy, okay? Right now, price is kind of in a sideways move there. Well, we're, like I said, sideways, but it could go up higher. It's still in the pullback phase. Now we get to oil. Oil is correlated with the Canadian dollar most of the time. Oil has been, okay, again, take a look to your left again. So here, same situation. We've got resistance area here. It's come up, tested once, tested twice, and come back down. When I say test, we talk about price going higher to a certain point, then turning around, okay? And that is testing this area. Again, testing this area. The price went up, came back down, sold off. Sellers took control, brought it down. Sellers are still in control to here. And again, now here we have a reversal. Price goes up. Buyers are bringing it higher. And finally, buyers win the little bit of a battle here and bring it right back up to resistance again, previous resistance. You can see that right here. However, we had a bit of almost like a doji, bearish doji, really, on the last Friday's trading. So price could certainly go higher up to this next level, but again, you have to wait and see. Okay, let me just take that off. And now we get to US Swiss franc. So what do we have here? Okay, let's take a look. We had a huge reversal off this support area, and again, take a look. This is called testing support. I'm going to use my marker here. Look at this. Look back at your left. We have where price went down and then had a pretty volatile upswing. So that tells you something right there. Now here, look at this candle. Sellers brought it all the way down, buyers brought it all the way up, and then another violent move up. So again, a second retest. Same thing here. So look at that. Sellers bring it right back down. Buyers really with lots of volatility bring it right back up all the way up here. So you can see the sharp V pattern, right? Again, that's the third retest. And now again, we're sitting at this area here of support, prices between the moving averages, the 8 and the 50. And so we have to wait and see. We have to be patient with this one. And if we think price is going to go higher, then we want to wait until price breaks above 0.9644. And if we think price is going to come back lower, then we want to wait and look at sell opportunities below 0.9546. Okay, so that is with the US Swiss franc. And finally, last pair, everyone, USD Japanese yen. Again, same thing. Take a look at this really big support zone right here. But on last week, we had a pullback, which was the theme of last week's video. So a massive pullback. We did have kind of a false break to the downside, but then take a look at this Sunday, Monday candle right here. That's a pretty big candle. Then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Friday had a volatile day where when you see a large wick above, a large wick below, so price started here, okay, then went down all the way here, then price went all the way up, and sellers brought it back here. So it's still kind of a bullish candle. It did close above the 50, but note, and this is super important, note that even though price is closed above the 50, which would indicate price going higher, the angle of the 50 SMA is actually angling down. Okay, so take a look. See, the angle of this 50 SMA, this moving average, is angling down, which leads me to believe that price may go a wee bit higher, but then come back down in a pullback, and then I'd be looking at buys, looking at buying evidence above this area, or watch if price continue going down. If you're very super conservative, then wait for price to look for buys above 111.34, and again, sells, looking for sell trade below 109.36. Okay, so that's what I see with this pair. Again, there's going to be some volatility with all the U.S. news, as well as the FOMC on Wednesday. Okay, so this is me, Martin. If you want any extra information or any help, I do have courses available. Please contact me. Send an email to mskyj007@gmail.com. So keep an eye out for this week. Watch the US dollar. That's the theme. All eyes are on the US dollar to see what happens with all the economic news and the FOMC on Wednesday. And that, of course, is going to dictate what happens with the counter currencies. So take care, everyone. Happy trading, and we will talk to you again soon. Bye for now.